Hello, I'm Maciej Mikos and you're watching World Talks. The European Commission has presented a white paper for European Defence Readiness 2030. The document is intended to frame a new approach to defence and identify the most pressing investment needs. And to talk about its key goals and challenges it may pose, we're joined by former Slovakian Defence Minister Martin Sklenár. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. So do you welcome this new document? And is it enough, along with the rearm plan, to actually rearm Europe?
Yes, I mean, certainly it's tremendously good news that this white paper exists and that the Commission puts so much focus and so much priority towards defense, as it reflects, the situation in the world. We have to be very open about that. And Europe needs to be active. It needs to be on the leading front of the development. And this is exactly what the paper also wants to make sure that Europe is able to do. We have heard on the ReArm initiative or the ReArm program from Ursula von der Leyen what will be the financial possibilities for the European Commission to unlock for member states to spend more on defense. And now from the white paper, we expect that it provides us with more information on what will be actually the substance of the work that the Commission will be working on with member states. Because we have to remember, it's first and foremost the member states who are in charge of their own defense, and the EU can only support them and multiply the effects that they do for their own defense. So the paper comes in at a very good period of time. We all follow the daily news coming out of Washington, but also other places that basically have direct impact on security and especially the future of security and defense in Europe. So the white paper is exactly right, and it was exactly the right thing to do in the first 100 days of Commissioner Kubilius, who's the main penholder for this paper. And as we read from the paper, there are several initiatives that the Commission will pursue to support the member states, but also the whole effort will be then brought to the next stage, which should be the preparedness union strategy, as the paper calls it. We don't know too much details about the preparedness union and the strategy how to get there, but it seems to be something that should bring EU to the next level of security, being able to withstand any potential attacks and any threats that there might be in the future.
So there are three key areas of action presented in the white paper. It's closing capability gaps and supporting the European defence industry, including simplifying regulations and streamlining industrial programs, deepening the single defence market and accelerating the transformation of defence through disruptive innovations such as AI and quantum technology, and enhancing European readiness for worst-case scenarios. There will be war, I guess, by improving military mobility, stockpiling and fostering operational cooperation across the EU. Has the Commission forgotten about something, or is it just what it takes?
This is what the Commission can do right now. As I said, the Commission is there to leverage the tools that it has at its disposal to help the member states develop the capabilities and increase the level of readiness of their force, but also of the society to withstand attacks, be it military, cyber attacks, or hybrid attacks, what have you. I mean, all of them are very important for European security. But it's good that the paper provides more detail on what are the priority in military capabilities. It names 7 specific capability domains, which will be developed in a collaborative manner at the European level, which means European money will be specially made available to move things forward in these specific areas, and those are the ones that you can imagine: air and missile defense, artillery, ammunition and missiles, drones and counter-drone systems, electronic warfare, military mobility, and the software, the technology, AI, quantum, as you mentioned, but also some of the more strategic enablers like strategic transport or air-to-air refueling. Those all are huge projects that the European Union needs to tackle, and the Commission involvement in that is to make sure that the conditions for collaborative projects are the best possible in order to get to the capabilities very quickly. And also, a big part of the white paper focuses very rightly on supporting Ukraine, because this is critical for the future of security in Europe and probably also in the transatlantic region. So it's important also for U.S. security to make sure that Ukraine is strong enough to get to negotiations on a sustainable and just peace, not just any peace. And the white paper very rightly focuses also on making sure that member states make their decisions on continued support and quickly deliver on it in the near future.
I'm glad you mentioned Ukraine, because now I'd like us to listen to Kaja Kallas, the Vice President of the European Commission and EU's top diplomat. Let's give it a listen.
We can support European industry, ramp up production capacity, and we can also support member states where they cannot do it alone, because it is either too expensive or too complex. It's faster and cheaper if you work together, and interoperability, which is also a problem for us, that the capabilities don't really work together, can be built from the start. Ukraine should be part of this work too. We have a lot to learn from Ukraine's battlefield experience.
So Ukraine should be part of this work too. We have a lot to learn from Ukraine's battlefield experience. Now, how do you see Ukraine's role in boosting Europe's military potential and its defense industry?
The role of Ukraine in making sure that Europe is up to speed when it comes to military capability is invaluable. I mean, the kind of experience, the level of battle-proven techniques or technicalities and platforms and equipment in Ukraine, it's just really the greatest value that the Europeans can get. And on top of that, the white paper also talks about the possibilities of using the Ukrainian industry and the cooperation with the larger European defense and technology industrial base to make sure that we can use the full potential also with the future integrated Ukrainian defense industry to get the most important military capabilities as quickly as possible. And that means working with Ukraine right away, not waiting for any progress on the integration, but right away on trying to pull Ukrainian industry towards European partners, and of course European partners reaching out to Ukrainians, making use of the whole market, and the paper evaluates it at somewhere around 35 billion euros worth of equipment that can actually come from Ukraine, which if you imagine that the modernization part of defense budget that has been spent last year was somewhere around 100 billion, out of that 35 billion is a significant boost which Ukraine can provide for the European industry. And the white paper is also right about making sure that this is we are able to leverage this capacity as soon as possible. Together with the experience and the capacity that is there in Ukraine, this should be a very valuable contribution to building up a strong European defense.
And as you said, we should do it as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. Former Slovakian Defense Minister Martin Sklenár was our guest today. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
And thank you for watching, and stay with us for much more news and comments here on TVP World.